Have you ever wondered how the big companies like Amazon, Netflix handle their millions of users without their apps getting crashed? There's a secret behind it, and that's called microservices. So, without wasting more time, let's get to know more about it. Welcome to my channel, Mr. Developer. In this tutorial, we are going to know how a microservices application works, and also we will use the Fain client for inter-service communication between the services. We will use architectural design pattern like service discovery, where the service instances will assign them dynamically to other services without hard coding their port and IPs. We will use API gateway also, which is a server which makes the single entry point for our applications or the services. In short, API gateway will reroute the requests in our application.
So here I will be developing a stock market application. You can pause the video and observe the diagram where we will be using two services, a dedicated DB, an API gateway for request routing. And to register all these services, we will be using service registry so that the services can find them dynamically and complete their work, right? And the flow will be like this. We will be having a client, okay, who seeks data from us. Okay, so what it will do, it will send a request to us with a particular endpoint. As we are having multiple services, that doesn't mean client will send the request to the with the multiple endpoints, right? We will be having only one endpoint. So that endpoint or URL goes to the API gateway, and then API gateway do some validations like authentication and authorization. We'll do that later, and goes to the service registry. In that service registry, our services already been registered, right? So the API gateway finds that where the client's request will be what assigned will be assigned. So it goes there and finds the host name and IPs and vagera vagera, and all those things he will get from there, fetch from there, and comes back. And by the name of that service, okay, whatever the client sends a request, it routes that request to the particular service. When the service receives that request, okay, it has to respond back to the client, and the service fetches the data and do some what business logic, okay, validation, calculation, whatever happens. And after all these things happen at the service side, again the response goes back to the API gateway, and from the API gateway it goes back to the client. The response will goes back to the client. So this is the flow. Now let's go to the coding part. We will implement all these services and we will call it as microservices.